what exactly, where do you want me to start? And
Well, what's the date? Is it the 22nd?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I can't see it on my phone. All I can see is the time.
But with me starting, where do you want me to start at?
Well, we're rolling right now.
Oh.
It's June 22nd, 2018. I'm here with one of my neighbors, CJ. By the way, before I forget, hang on. I want to show you guys this. Someone asked me to show them Pele's hair. This is Pele's hair that came out of my gutter. So you can see how it's clumped. And it's just lava glass. All of this came out of my gutters, and it's as sharp as glass. Okay. Okay.
Hi, Griffin.
This is CJ, or Howley Boy.
Aloha, everybody.
So, when this first began, I mean, at like, what was it, May 5th, the parrot? May 6th?
It was the day we had the big earthquake, the 5.3 followed by the 6.9. Because we left
The 4th.
Yeah, because we
The
left
3rd
the
or
same
4th?
day.
Oh, did you? Okay, so if you guys remember when this whole thing first started, at the entrance of Leilani Estates, you know, it was mayhem. And CJ was the guy who had the parrot, the big bird cage, and the unidentified man was helping him bring that out. So this is the first time really I've had an opportunity to talk to CJ for, you know, since that time it's been, hey, how's it going, and blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to hear his, and by the way, this has not been rehearsed, I just asked him if he wanted to talk. See if he wanted to tell the story, like, what day was it when all the cops went through the neighborhood alerting everyone to get out, you know, with their sirens at 4:30 in the morning?
That, I tell you the truth, I'm not positive.
I think that was the 4th.
I think it was the day before we took Calvin, Mama's African gray parrot, out to safety.
Okay. So, when did you and your folks decide to leave?
We decided the second the 5.3 earthquake hit.
So the parrot day is when you left?
Yeah. We
Oh,
got
okay.
him out early just because of he's a bird.
Okay.
And he would be hurt a lot quicker than any of us. So we just wanted him to safety. Mama's had Calvin for over 30 years now. I mean, it was
Wow.
a birthday present to her over 30 years ago. In fact, when she went into the pet store and he wasn't there, she was so disappointed. And then she got surprised and has been in love with him ever since.
Wow.
In fact, she's had him longer than I've been around or her husband Lon.
Wow. Okay, so when you guys left, did you had an opportunity to pack some clothes and other junk?
We did pack some stuff. We didn't pack a lot. And of course, we only had a small little car, so we couldn't take much.
And where did you go?
We went up to Volcano to Mama's daughter's house, Galena, and her husband, Ben. And they stayed up there for a little while. I only stayed one night.
Okay, so this is the village of Volcano.
Yeah.
Okay, right next to Volcanoes National Park.
Right around the corner, but basically.
Yeah, and if I remember right, there were no explosions happening at the summit then, correct?
No, but the earthquakes were incredible. I could
Oh, really?
only stand it one night. And my auntie was taking care of my uncle in the shelter, and he's disabled. And I couldn't take the earthquakes after one day. So I decided to come down to the shelter and help her out and try to do something good out of this instead of just sitting there being scared.
Yeah. So when did you guys decide to move back to the neighborhood?
It was about a week and a half. Auntie and Uncle and I came back and moved back into the house. It was right Not long after they started issuing the pink placards, because then we could get in.
Okay.
And then about 2 days after we got back, Mama and Papa came back in.
Okay. And the air quality has been pretty good ever since,
well,
right?
Oh, we've had
I mean, in your
days,
opinion.
for the most part, yeah. And on any days it's questionable at all, he built one hell of a solid house over there, so we were able to seal it up real good, get all the fans going, get inside pressurized.
And that's all you have to do when we have a bad air day.
Yeah, because all the windows and doors seal properly, so there's no worries.
Yeah. But what was incredible is when we had all this tephra and Palis here falling, the air really didn't seem that bad to me.
Me either.
It was just, I mean, you could hold out your hand and catch the stuff.
Well, I suffer from a slight bit of asthma, and I haven't had any problems breathing.
Really?
Papa suffers from COPD, and he's hardly had any problems breathing.
Wow.
In fact, they were staying for a short bit at a friend of theirs' house down in Hawaiian Beaches before they came home because she got hit with VOG real bad and got put in the hospital. So they were watching over her house and her animals, and after 2 days down there, that might have been a week, but I'm not sure, but he wound up in the emergency room from down there.
Wow.
Get back up here, he hasn't had a problem at all.
Wow. Yeah, it's, I think more and more people have moved back to the neighborhood.
If it was up to me, I would never have left. Looking back, there was no reason to leave.
Right. It was just that the authorities put the fear in us.
Yes.
But in their defense, nobody knew.
And nobody still knows.
Right, correct.
There's no way to be absolutely certain of anything here.
Now, we just came back from looking at the lava river. We drove down there on the ATVs, and it's still flowing good.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as Fissure 10 goes, it didn't look like it was smoking all that bad. I mean, it was smoking, but not that bad.
Nowhere near like it was a couple days ago.
Yeah. And I haven't seen today's report yet, but I don't know if... I think 16 and 18 and 6 are just oozing just a little bit. So really, not that much of an issue.
When this first started, I was checking so many different pages, so many times a day on my laptop. And now, I've got the apps on my phone, so if something happens, I know. Usually, maybe in the morning, if I have time, and at night, I go check up on everything. But to me, this is just getting to be normal.
I know, it's weird.
I mean, since we've been back, I've spent so many nights just sitting out on the lanai, watching the sky glow, listening to music, and find it just so much more relaxing than anything else. I mean, it's hard to watch people suffering and watch all this loss, but sitting there watching it, it's like mesmerizing.
It is. It's hard to turn away. I mean, it's hard to describe, and sometimes you can hear the rumble. Sometimes you can't hear the rumble. Sometimes you can feel the vibration in the ground. Sometimes you can't.
And like I said from the beginning, this still is not the scariest thing I've been through. I've been offshore on mid 40-foot sport fishing boats between South Florida and Bahamas, and have run into storms. One was a Category 2 hurricane.
That would be scary.
Well, and we had both engines overheating and had limped 12 miles back into shore. That was scary.
Yeah, that would be scary.
At least here you kind of can see what's happening and get a slight warning.
Yeah, and plus we have, I mean, all the fissures are in that straight line.
Yes.
So, you know, that's...
As soon as the line formed, I wasn't really in worry that much.
Yeah.
And like I said, I kind of wish I hadn't evacuated.
But, you know, it is what it is. You can't go back. Let's see, how are your fruit trees doing?
Well, we don't have much in the way of fruit trees growing right now.
You have an avocado or two, don't you?
No, I keep killing those. No, they're horrible, horrible avocados. They're some of the most horrible.
Oh, they taste bad?
They're really rotten ones. And they won't die.
Oh.
Now, I did notice this morning on one of our banana trees that's right between our property lines here.
Yeah.
I saw a nice big green bunch this morning.
Yeah, I have a few good bunches back there, so I don't think this has done anything to the bananas.
No.
And I had an orange the other day off the tree. That was pretty good.
We don't have any citrus really growing at the property right now. So.
Your grasses, I'm sure it looks like mine.
Yes, in fact I borrowed a weed eater to cut the grass because our yard service can't come in. And as soon as I did that, the yard died.
Of course. Well, you know the yard service can come in. They're escorted.
Well, now at this point, everything's dead and nothing's really
Oh, that's
tall
true.
anymore, so
That's true.
why have them come in and shoot Pele's hair all over themselves?
That's true. All right, so folks, that is the story of CJ and family. You got anything else?
Just, we all need to just keep our heads up, keep looking forward, and just, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. We just need to keep our eyes focused on it. And lots of good will come out of this. I feel bad for all the suffering and loss everybody's been traumatized with, but at the end, good will come from this for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like, us as neighbors, where we are located, I feel like we've come together a little bit. I mean,
There's only one place in my 42 years in New Jersey, the Florida Keys, and here that I enjoyed more than living where I do. And that's when I lived up on the highway across the Humane Society. And that was back when, during Howley Boy fish days. And that I think I liked so much because I didn't have any neighbors. Once Powhatan traffic was over, everything was quiet. But here, I love it here in this neighborhood. And these neighbors.
yeah, it's great. It really is.
Everybody stay safe, stay smiling, and just keep sharing as much love as you can.
All right, folks, enjoy your afternoon/evening. Aloha.